Hello, America. Big Lou here. And this is lesson number 3 on how to make money in real estate fast, real fast. Now, I'm going to tell you a story today, which is a true story, but the names have been changed to protect the guilty on this particular story. So, I'm sure you've all heard the term buy low, sell high. And you probably also heard the expression hedge your bets. Well, this particular story is a combination of both of those two basic principles. Okay, so we have an individual, and I'm going to call him Big Bob, Bob the Hat. Now, Bob the Hat fashioned himself a fairly savvy real estate investor. And he also felt that he was a pretty good builder, home builder. Now, Bob, middle-aged fella, at the time of this particular story, his father was a fairly well-respected realtor who represented builders. His name was Big Jim. And Bob also had 2 sons. We're going to refer to them as Uday and Kusei. Again, the names have been changed to protect the guilty. So, back in the day, I used to have a business selling kitchen cabinets. And I operated that business out of one of the local lumber yards. I rented space from them. Well, that particular lumber yard had a way of securing business with builders by financing those builders while they built the homes, as long as they decided to buy the lumber and the building materials from the lumber yard. So that manager of the lumber yard came to me one day and said, "How would you like to sell Bob the Hat some kitchens on a couple of houses he's building?" And I said, "Sure, why not? Does he pay?" He says, "Well, he borrows the money from me, so he's got to pay." I said, "Well, okay." He said, "Give him a call, go down, take a look at the house, give him a price on the kitchen." So I gave him a call. He told me he would entertain a price and said, "Go down and talk to one of my sons." I said, "Which one, Uday or Kusei?" He says, "I don't know. One of them will be down there. Go have a conversation with him and give him a price." Well, I went down to the house, and I walked in, and the house was all framed up and had drywall in it. It was ready for cabinets. So, measured it all up, came back, put together a price, and I went to talk to the manager at the lumber yard just to get a feel for how much he was willing to pay. And he said, "I don't know, it's a pretty good house." And he borrowed $300,000 from us. I looked at him and in surprise, I go, $300,000? What are you talking about? It's just a little 3-bedroom colonial. I could build that house all day long for $125,000. He said, well, this one's sold, and it's sold for $350,000. And I said, you got to be kidding. He says, no, I'll show you the contract. So he took the contract out and he showed it to me. Sure enough, $350,000. So I says, I don't believe it. So I called Bob the Hat up, and I said, look at Bob. I priced up the kitchen, and for what you guys want to put in there, it's going to cost you about $2,500. He says, well, $2,500. He says, that's a lot of money. I said, well, that's what it is. What can I tell you? So I walked away, went back to the lumberyard, and I told the manager, I said, look at Paul. The guy says $2,500 is too much money for the kitchen cabinets. Are you kidding me? In a $350,000 house, you should be paying $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for that. He goes, I don't know what to tell you. I said, you showed me a contract. Can't it be for the same house? He says, I'm telling you, it's the same house. We deliver the lumber there. I go, well, something doesn't look right. Well, as it turned out, one of Uday's, maybe Kusei's friends, was a girl. I don't even remember her name. She happened to be a mortgage broker. Well, as it turns out, her boyfriend, Dusty Allen, and I knew the guy. I didn't even know that he was an appraiser. He happened to be the guy that appraised the house. And then, as I understand it, he sold that house to this guy, Tony. Tony, I don't know, Gobble-a-Got, something like that. As I understand it, Tony not only bought one house, he bought 3 houses in the same subdivision. And he paid $350,000 for each one of those houses. Now, I'm telling you, those houses were not worth $300,000, $350,000, whatever the numbers were. Anyway, I guess they ended up closing. I didn't deliver the kitchen because I was too high priced. Well, as it turns out, Tony Gobble-a-Gots, or whatever his name was a fictitious person. He could have been Mickey Mouse, I don't know. But as it turned out, he never made a mortgage payment. However, I understand they were looking for him. And Bob the Hat, he got all his money. He got it from the bank, who approved the mortgage through the mortgage broker, who was a girlfriend of Uday, who basically got the appraisal done by her boyfriend, Skinny Al, or whatever his name was. Well, as it turns out, they not only did it on those 3 houses, but I guess they did it on about another 220 houses. Now, whatever happened to Bob the Hat, I don't know. And as far as Uday and Kusei, I'm not sure what ended up happening to them. But at some point in time, somebody made a lot of money. Fast. End of the lesson.